Okay, and so the other item I did want to talk about is the other types of court interference that have happened directly from the council. In December of 2011, Nathan Sangador was appointed over the prosecution department. Tribal Attorney Watts was appointed over the defense public defender's office. This was all done without any court interaction or involvement. They just across the line just made a motion, and it was ruled on that they would come in and oversee the departments. We didn't know how they were going to fall in the chain of command, who these people would be reporting to or who they were supervising. The only thing in the excerpt that says was they were appointed over the departments and that they were going to be getting a raise. Our 638 contract stated they would not pay for any such raise because it was not in the budget. So I'm not sure how they got raises over that, but I can tell you that Mr. Sangador has made a lot of appearances at the court and attempted to provide some type of training to the prosecution staff. Miss Watts hasn't really been there except for a handful of times during that time period. But the reason why I bring that up is because we had a selective prosecution of a tribal member that was beginning his campaign for council back in May. That is Nathan DeRouche. And so one of the things that he did was he started some rallies on his campaign, was speaking out against open enrollment, whatever it was. And so I was told by Mr. Sangador that he, you know, that the council wanted him out, and he had found out that he wasn't sending his child to school. And so he said, I'm going to bring charges on him and we're going to shut him up for a while. And I said, well, you know, I said the prosecutor has the discretion to make those charges. So if you have it, then, you know, that's your department's discretion. But there is a process to follow, so please follow it. So the next Monday morning after that discussion, he brought the charges. And Mr. DeRouche was arraigned on that charge. Following that, the court administrator said, well, we have 140 other people on the same list. And she informed the prosecution department, well, why aren't you prosecuting any of those? Why is it just this one? And they couldn't give him a straight answer. And I guess what the answer was, well, he was the presenting officer. We're not, you know, he should have brought those. And she said, well, you know, he's on leave. That's your responsibility to do so. And so it is my opinion that the purpose of bringing that prosecution out against Mr. DeRouche, which he eventually, the case was dismissed against him, was exactly that. It was a selective prosecution through the avenue of the council, through the tribal attorney into the prosecution department. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like to wrap up and just make a few points here. I've always tried to work with the council. I've always tried to go to their doors and say, you know, if we have a problem, let's talk it out. Let's get the issues out on the table. I've done that all summer, but the only responses I have gotten was pretty much no response. We can't meet with you. Oh yeah, we had you scheduled, but we had to cancel. I'm too busy. I don't know what the excuse was, but I've met with all of the other councilmen that have had their door open. And so my point is I've made an effort to try to make this work for the people. But I want all of the people to know that that court system does not belong to one judge. It does not belong to one councilman. That court system belongs to the Blackfeet tribe and the residents that live in this area that fall under their jurisdiction. And so my only goal here today in making this report is to show you the problems of the court system. They've been there for years, but it's time to make a change, and I would hope that people try to force the court system into a separation from the council, because if it doesn't quit, they're going to continue to put their hand in it when they don't like the way decisions are going against them.